It's hard to believe it, but yesterday was 46 degrees and rainy. It is not raining now. Someone's like, I'm not so sure about this. What do you want me to do? Hello guys, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we didn't think that we'd get any more declares this season. But then I got a call from my vendor yesterday. And they told me I was a few ducks short of a shipment. So I'm getting 3 more declares. And I'm okay with that. I really like them. They're like overly excitable marshmallows. Let's go see the chickens. They're not going to be happy about the weather. They don't seem to like the snow very much. And it doesn't matter if they're the Houston chickens or the ones we've gotten since we moved here. They just don't seem to be fond of snowy weather. If you follow me on TikTok or Instagram or pay attention to my shorts, you will know that my chickens have kind of been less prolific with their egg laying. It appears they got the memo when I complained. A couple of boxes came in while I was in Boston. The first was a little box, and it contained samples of the new Local Color Farm merch. You can own a little bit of Local Color Farm, which I think is pretty cool. But I'm biased. The other was a rather substantial box. This box contains pretty much 3/4 of my irrigation system. And it's gonna look a little different than what you would imagine for a flower farm. But I have my reasoning. Arthur, honey, you're gonna need to get off kitten butt. Oh, come here. I got everything at the Drip Depot winter sale, which ended Monday night. It's hard to cut the tape on your box or your cat won't get off of it or stay off of it very long. Okay, come here. Again. Oh, sweet. They sent me Tootsie Pops. That's so cool. So what you see is a really big roll of, well, I mean, it's essentially black PEX piping. And a big bag of PVC pipe fittings. And some line drains. Not a single piece of drip tape in sight. My entire irrigation system is centered around this. A mini wobbler. I know that everything that I'm saying flies in the face of conventional flower farming wisdom. Drip tape seems to be ubiquitous to flower farming. But I have several reasons why I've chosen not to use it. First and foremost, I hate drip tape. I have never had good results with it. I tried to use it in my Houston garden. It kept blowing out at random intervals. I could never get it to work consistently. 2, I live in an area where we get pretty decent seasonal rain. I know that could change if there's a drought, but for the most part, we have good, long, deep rains, and then periods of no rain. We usually get a rainstorm every week or so. So nature's got my back for now. 3 goes down to soil management. I was kind of waffling. I really was fully prepared to install a whole bunch of drip tape that I was absolutely going to hate and spend a small fortune to do. And I listened to a podcast, the No-Till Flower Farmer podcast with Jenny Love, as she was talking about compost health and soil health. It was the second to last episode of the first season. She was talking about how drip tape seemed to have made her soil hydrophobic. It had formed a crust that was not conducive to growing little baby plants. In another article I read, also by Jenny Love, it talked about how the deep mulch compost system she was using does a really good job at retaining the moisture you give the soil. You just have to water the bejesus out of your seedlings when you transplant them so that they can establish solid root systems into the native soils. So moisture is really, really important to biology, microbiology, earthworms, all those things, funguses, all the things that you want in your soil. 4th, biggest fourth. With the right kind of equipment, which I haven't gotten yet, that's another order that I need to make, I can actually rig up my system to spray out like a foliar spray. I can inject fertilizer, heavily diluted fertilizer, into my irrigation system and feed my plants. I can also use the same system to do soil drenches of things that are going to help break up my compacted clay and inoculate my soil so that there's a richer trove of microbiological life in my soil. I think it's down to a philosophy. The purpose of drip tape is to water the plant. And yes, the plant is really important. Obviously, I can't sell things if I don't have the plant. But I think watering the soil and nurturing the soil is going to create a healthier plant, so it just seemed like a no-brainer for me. If I am going to work in a greenhouse or hoop house, obviously I'm going to use drip tape. But while I'm doing wide field, in-field production, sprinklers made more sense. And they were more cost-effective, which was another reason I went with them. There are a whole myriad reasons why sprinklers worked better for me, or I feel like sprinklers will work better for me versus drip tape. It's not to say drip tape's bad, it's just not what I want in my context. I think it's really important as flower farmers, gardeners, regular farmers, market gardeners, that we don't take what everyone is doing as gospel. We have to look at our own context. What works for somebody out in California, where they are really, really dealing with a water crisis, is not the same as what I'm going through in central Michigan. It makes a big difference. Your context makes a big difference. So just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean it's going to work perfectly for you, and doesn't mean it's the right choice for you. And I've learned that through reading of a lot of different resources. So that's why there isn't going to be drip tape on my farm for a very long time. I just, again, really don't like it. There's nothing worse than having to run out in the middle of your garden and turn off your water because there's water gushing everywhere because your drip tape is blowing the headline again. You'll see the irrigation system in action in a few more months, but this is all building a foundation. Until next time, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and stick around to watch how this garden grows.